in that too much, and that's because shpeediry can play them all, and we're going to see a little Winter Soldier action.
Tap potentially showing the Warlock here as well. But, you know, I've had the conversation. I think Delena's Warlock is insane right now, at least positioning on these reses, and found a ton of value. So I've always said not a horrible idea to consider with that ban as well, but they elect to not do that.
Orcs coming on top. Terra going to be showing the Winter Soldier as well.
Just got a smile on my face, man. This is a cool matchup to see here. All these teams have been so fun to watch. Looking forward to one last big series here before we head over to Atlanta. And let's begin. Envy going to be having that Groot as talked about. Vinnie, instead of on that off tank, will be running something like Venom to keep the pressure on the back line. Terra is going to be there on that Bucky that we discussed. Malenia on the Jeff. Very much a Jeff map. But you see a little bit more of the old Guardian situation here from Envy with that Mantis Warlock.
Yeah, and usually TTK does not get to play this Emma. It's going to be Envy giving the hands there. And, you know, Coluge says he calls them their kids as he plays Mother, going in the White Queen to start things off. Window now over to the Groot. We've seen now every Vanguard from this man starting on this map. Love the adjustment. One team's hot off the press, right? They just came off a win. That's going to give them some momentum there. And Envy loves it and thrives off it, as we saw in the midseason. This is shpeediry with the hook and no ladder to it. Now with the Soul Bond keeping the team alive. Window getting low, and Window out of here first.
Yeah, very tricky to run the Groot into something like Bucky again. So that's an early pick there for the side of 100 Thieves, up in numbers and on point as TTK finds Coluge now, and they will be getting this point early. Down goes Tap 2 as delenaa says, I am the Warlock now, and takes this presence 3% on and counting. 100 Thieves with the first fight.
And 100 Thieves is the most aggressive team in this tournament. When they get one, they want them all there. And honestly, not the worst fight to lose if you're Envy. You're still there. Ult economy-wise, looking, you know, somewhat kept up there outside of Coluge. But other than that, they should match, you know, fight for fight, jab for jab. But looking towards it, you do have that, you get resurrection. Envy has learned from their mistakes as last time. We'll see. But Terra's going to go with the claw. No hit there as Nero can get them into the opening. We'll see who chooses to be aggressive. It's Envy first up.
Yeah, and it's definitely unique seeing Envy. I've seen some hero selections that we haven't seen at all really in stage 2 from them, which maybe was kept in the back pocket here. Oh, a huge cracking impact there by shpeediry onto Malenia, looking for more as Window finds Terra. Coluge onto hxrvey, but everyone's right back here from delenaa. Again, can they touch? No, they can't. They end up giving up point even after that res. shpeediry is still going. Terra goes up too. Gonna land on a few, but it's matched right back as the team is healthy. Terra gonna find shpeediry though.
Yeah, but then we're going to have the resurrection come right back from Tap, so it's a game of patience there. shpeediry did find Nemo on that one. My goodness, what a punch to the ground. And they're quick to lead. Coluge now pushing them out. Gets that point back. That's huge for them. They have the sustain there with the tree if needed. shpeediry getting another pick here, showcasing he can do it all. Take my Psylocke, that's fine. I'll play the Winter now, pushing forward. It's going to be a reset of all of them with the neutral fight. That's why I said that first loss was okay from Envy there, Ship, because they were kind of match for match there on the economy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the whole point, but it's just a matter of if they could have held there for 100 Thieves, but they were not able to. If that res came through and they were able to get back on point, it might have been a different story, but just a little bit too late. And when they did stack 3 on to get or make sure that, you know, gain them the point incredibly quickly, they are now retaking as Vinnie finds Tap early, who might have self-res available. We'll find out shortly. Looks like that is definitely in the cards. Yep, right back in the fight once more. Out we go here with the ult, and does it land? It does, but nobody goes completely down. A huge ult there from Window, followed up by shpeediry Tap, and that is massive. What a play there.
Well, smoke and mirrors, you know, avoid the crack and impact, but look out for the tree. TTK just trying to die. Let me jump, he says, as he finally goes off. That's a big stagger, though, and some time up. Month's going to be close around. Tap at 76. Surely, obviously, 99%, at least in the hands of Envy. And so what you want to do here is be patient. Tap needs to be patient with this res. Try to get the white first. Make delenaa be the first to pop Ship. That's how they're going to win this first point.
Yeah, and the idea here, if you are looking for 100 Thieves, is you need to make sure you do not overcommit, because once that res comes through, you better have something to handle that full team resurgence as they come in heavy. 100 Thieves have a ton of ultimates. Vinnie about to be the 6th in this fight. Coluge will be there, Tap and Month as well, but Nero and Window likely won't have all for this fight. shpeediry should be close here too. Coluge is going to dance around the shield to make sure they stay away from TTK there on the Emma, and there's that Kraken impact. Vinnie finds shpeediry early. 100 Thieves up 1 number, but that res is still available. The second comes in here for Terra, and it does land onto Coluge. Still holding on to this Q, and again, if that res comes through, you can still hit the whole team. Make that 3, why don't you, Terra? Still going as Tap finds 1. The res comes through for delenaa. shpeediry onto TTK, and both Kraken impacts are going crazy. Who comes out on top? We will find out shortly. Still going here. shpeediry gonna find Terra and come out on top of Terra. Takes out window.
Only again on repeat. We saw now why the Loki was banned. They're able to get the double resurrect, tap and month now going back to back. You have to win 18 times, Shib, to get this point from them back. delenaa now rotating. Great play and to stay alive. Nero going to push the aggression forward though, and it's Vinnie out, followed by the rest of them. That was the strat. Shib,
yeah,
it's the Loki
beautiful.
ban the double res.
Yeah, that was beautiful play. I mean, agreed. Again, the thing that I think is interesting is we haven't seen these
10,000 times, whether it was the Buckies or the Adam or the Loki. It was just all over the place. Born again. Here we go again. It's 100 Thieves Envy as they take his first point.
And we will begin once more. This time, alt advantage going to be very slightly in favor of Envy, who will be closest here with Month's copy. But again, more of a neutral fight. TTK should be there around 70% early on in this fight, and Coluge and shpeediry potentially towards the end of the fight as we begin now. Again, a new map, new pace. Let's see what they can do. Coluge takes his space.
Now going in with the immediate Terra, typically does go into this wool pick if they want to try to spice things up with delenaa over to the Bucky. What a way and what a new look for them, as they're like, all right, if you guys want to have the double res, we'll bring you something else out of the heater. It is truly October, as now we've got Wolverine and the terrifying Terra finding Coluge, slashing, dashing, good rotating peel, and it's a slam down in the up. Goodbye, Terra. Go back to spawn, says Speed.
Yeah, that was a huge dunk. Kraken impact setting up for two. Bang onto the back line. Will they get another reset? Doesn't look like they will at the moment. Up goes delenaa now, launching towards the back line, able to make a hit land, but crystals go out and shut that down real quick. The whole team still owning this space, but again, nobody has the point here. The pull coming through for delenaa. Will this find value out of speed? It does not. Very close there, though.
Absolutely now as they continue to push in. Point has not been taken, so it's just a bloodbath here and a sustained match as hxrvey and Vinnie are going to go in on this thing together. And look at the survivability of Envy as Nero keeps his team alive with the quick choke and the punch. And now Terra with the flush and the finish. Vinnie and all, but Tap is going to bring them right back, and right to follow is going to be Month yet again. And the point cannot be capped, though. They need to keep it. Wow, what a freeze! What a smooth window!
That was a massive freeze there, shutting that down in that moment. And Malenia going to find a pick there onto shpeediry now. Again, folks, nobody has the point. Those reses are going crazy. Vinnie and Terra with a three-piece, bringing them right back is Tap as they still hold this presence on point. And there goes that eternal bond. Coluge going to try to slow the pace out. Armed and dangerous coming in with a Kraken impact. delenaa going to find window now. Terra onto Coluge. delenaa committing up to the whole back line. Making two at Elgin. Do I see three onto Nero? I do. And delenaa is going to walk them back to the spawn, and they do take the point.
Look at that aggression. My God, this is the grand finals, buddy. 10% up, point finally taken. Feels like 5 minutes into this thing. That is insane, and what perfect tracking there from delenaa. Locked in, buddy. TTK's got the seduction as well as Vinnie, so both setup plays are ready. Terra and delenaa will be back around with their ults in no time. Envy side going to be the neutral fight for a bit.
Yeah, this is going to be the lives on lives comp here for Envy, who have a ton of potential, and it's all about huge ultimate plays there by the Bucky and Wolverine to make sure your team can stay in these fights off the resets, but you do not want to commit too much at the same time, or you want to hope that the Kraken impact starts raining for days. Good tackle there by Terra, who's going to drop back, is about 60% to the last stand, and there is TTK trying to find someone to seduce. Does get one walk, and Coluge is very low and does go down. Good play there. There's a ton of value to try to get that seduction at the very end so that you are able to deal damage while they're still walking. delenaa with a two-piece there on a Tap and shpeediry. Tap does have self-res, but delenaa finding enough to the point where it may not be worth. Yes, Tap is going to drop back.
Dude, this is the delenaa we're talking about, man, right? Like they found the answer to the Adam portion of it, and I'm telling you, a few months ago that rotation to this Bucky just was not happening as often, bud. So cool to see the elite level play right now. shpeediry ready again. We've got one angry man, one holy man ready for their agains with the born again and slam down. It's going to be the quick punch finish. If they get TTK out of this thing, that's huge. How does he sneak out? He doesn't. It's going to now be the reset chip, looking and fishing for more.
Yeah, 83%, 84% here for 100 Thieves, and at this point, you just don't want to commit too much unless you believe TTK can come back quick, which he is with the portal. Tackle goes out of the combo. Does it land? It does! His shpeediry goes down as delenaa gets the reset. Will they be able to keep this going now? And no! Gets locked down by window with an insane ultimate. Tap gonna find two and retake this point right back. That was a beautiful strangling prison there by window.
Absolutely. It's great. I mean, Adam continues to find new life, and Bucky's taking more on it here, as now it's going to be the month fest, and Coluge trying to get more done for the team. But as you've stated, how much are they using to get this thing? They do get it back, using everything in their arsenal. And Terra still has that rampage ready, and hxrvey to follow. This is going to be a tough hold here, Chip.
Yeah, if you're alt tracking right now, your goal is to land that last stand on Nero and get rid of the Mantis, who is about to alt. If you can do that, the fight might very well be in your favor and guarantee you could take this map too. But 99-100 now, it would have to be huge, and it'd have to take Nero by surprise. Again, 100 Thieves starting up again. I cannot stress enough how huge that alt was there by Window. And, you know, you do get that Groot alt incredibly quickly with the team up there from Mantis, and that's why you see already 87%, because if you take damage, walk by your Groot's wall and feed him that alt charge. He's already going to be ready once more. shpeediry going to collapse down onto Vinnie. Vinnie is very close to alt as well. Tap going to find Terra though, and that is huge. And another huge alt there onto the back line, forcing out hxrvey with the dance floor. The team going to try to walk this right back. Nero's onto that resurgence though for the heal. Will buy them enough protection, and now that will come out from Nero. No alts really available yet. Tap is close for the res. You got to make sure you stop Tap now, who I do think still has that self-res, by not choosing to use it during the last fight.
Just complete surgical play out here, Shib, matching blow for blow as the quick hook comes in, but the wall saves. It's delenaa with yet another pick on shpeediry, showing who's the better Bucky in this moment with the kick away. That's huge to keep this team alive. Tap, though, is going to get the res. This combo made in heaven, but shouted from hell, brings the whole team back, but Tap, oh my goodness! Oh my!
Are you kidding me? On the off angle, we talked about how you need to have huge ults into the Adam res. Terra's going to get a 4-piece off cam there and shut them down and take home the map. And what do you know, once more, map 3 to find out who takes home game 1. My goodness, what a fight off the rip. This is exactly what, as a caster, at least I know you're looking for the same thing. Battles, man. I just want to see these teams duke it out, and this is exactly what I expected to see. Both teams putting on a masterclass here. As we start up once more, Coluge has alt. shpeediry going to be there. Month going to be there in this fight. Big advantage here for Envy, as 100 Thieves committed a ton there. If you are going to lose a map, make sure you're up and alt in the next fight, and that is what we're seeing here from Envy. They just got to show up here and take point early.
Yeah, look for these kidnaps here from the Hunter. The tank shred, the team dead. Per usual now, trying to slash and dash. Looks like he was going for his own group there, but no, just going to rotate up and look for the next. It's going to be shpeediry, though, with the first up and down. The slam down. TTK going to be quickly stunned, but comes back together. shpeediry trying to get that reset. Does find it with Tap, but doesn't get it himself, so he's going to have to go the old-fashioned way with the pistol of the 1-2. Finds the best of delenaa that time around, and goodbye, TTK. Shib, massive for the team, because the ults are back around, and they're fine. They won in the neutral.
Yeah, they really didn't have to commit much there at all. Envy with a great switch in composition here. Is Tap now going to be on that Phoenix. Again, more traditional comp here for the moment, where it is a 2-2-2 for Envy. 100 Thieves going to be doing the same thing with a 2-2-2, bringing us back here, Patch, saying you don't always need to make that happen when you have talent like this. Here we go now. Window again, going to be on that Angela, so that is very terrifying if I am Vinnie walking forward, because Vinnie really struggles, or excuse me, all Groots typically struggle into things like Wolverine and Angela. The hitbox is just too big.
Again, that diamond form ability is just going to be so clutch on how they can utilize it. I mean, heck, we saw Vest jump back into the sky with it, but also just preventing it in the first place. Vinnie does have that ult. We'll see if the aggression comes. Vinnie typically a bit more patient. Heaven's going to fall, and same as Bucky's arm slams it down again. No connection there, though. hxrvey keeping the team up. Perfect time as the eternal bond rains down. Tap looking for more. Going to time that out. Wow, the timing was absolutely poetic.
I really thought that they were going to juke that there with the cloak, but no. Coluge going to find Terra. Malenia gets the pick on shpeediry, but again, Envy up 60%. 100 Thieves being down in ults there early. Now delenaa going to be making the switch back to Warlock, changing things completely. Vinnie on the cap. Malenia going to be on that Jeff. Again, the comp has shifted. Terra off the Wolverine now on the Phoenix, trying to match back, but at this point, Envy doing exactly what they needed to. 74% coming at a spawn with a new comp, taking them by surprise, and it is clearly working here. 100 Thieves need to put on a master class to shut this down.
I cannot commend Tap enough on how perfect he landed that timing. Even 100 Thieves felt confident that they had more in the tank. It's double seduction up. Both mothers, both Emmas saying, look at me, but only one will respond. Soulbound on, allowing TTK to be a bit more punishing, but no, there's the quick send-off, but it's the fly back there from Terra coming back into this point, ready and healthy once again. Tap looking for that early pick and ignite. Great job on this switch off. shpeediry, though, does have the again slam down. TTK close to the fall ship. This one is razor thin.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight battle here. Alt advantage up, and that's a huge off map, but it does get just returned right back, makes it right back on the point. Good play there. Up in the sky goes Terra on the Phoenix, looking towards the back line now instead. Just going to try to find Month and an off angle. shpeediry now going to start with the crack and impact, finds TTK early up. Again is going to land as Nero finds Malenia. That is another reset once more, still holding this point. Reset does not come through, but the spawn does. The full team back on point due to delenaa. Can they retake Tap in the sky? delenaa, hxrvey all ulting. Malenia as well now coming in with the Jeff, but who will get the first pick in this fight? That is going to determine the momentum shift, but again, 100 Thieves do not have point.
Just pixels left between these two teams. Envy right now holding on. It's going to be a double bump, but nothing to follow out. Coluge, though, off the map. Big pick off from Malenia there. Tap looking for more. Trying to get this team on its heels. shpeediry low, but still up. TTK trying to climb back in this. They get the recap ship. Woo!
shpeediry is going to find Vinnie there, though, and if they retake this quick enough, that would be a big problem. Coluge ready with the ult to Cynic. Seduction coming in early. shpeediry already again close to the Kraken impact, which is insane to see as we just watched that last fight. So now Vinnie there's a counter ult here with Cap, so there might be a way to have a solution, but either way, this fight is going to be a Q fest now as the psionic seduction comes through. Thighs out, cries out. Does anyone walk? It looks like no one is going to be walking just yet. Freedom charge gets launched.
Seduction, but no destruction ship, and it was good to rotate there from Envy, realizing how much time and point they have left, but it doesn't matter because the stagger follows once again. It's Vinnie pushing this team all the way back, and we continue to see that aggressiveness from this team, but knowing when to back out, that's been the difference of win and losses from them as they now rotate back to point. And if you're Envy, you still have plenty left in this tank. No Adam this time around, though. Have the quick swap off the holy man. delenaa, though, charging up. They're back on it. Malenia with that ult that get you even the opening in the first place.
Yeah, again, I think 100 Thieves did the right decision of changing their comp just to essentially counteract what they saw, and it's working right now, but ult advantage going to be up here for Anto, and at this point, just due to the timing, they should have almost even ults by the middle of this fight. If they can hold on for now, Nero going to do a ton of damage. Oh, and what a dance floor there by hxrvey, coming in heavy. That does not find any value, but shpeediry going to take out one as delenaa goes down, does have the self-res, very close to ult as well. Got to get back there and deal some damage. Tap going to find hxrvey. TTK now is going to fall from shpeediry. Terra onto Month, though, to try to even the odds a bit, and a huge eat there by Malenia on the shpeediry and window. Can they retake 90% on Terra with two more? Oh my goodness, 100 Thieves are at 90 now and are up, but ult advantage will be in Envy's favor if they come back here with the portal.
The old baby shark do delete. I mean, that is insane because he had the reset ready, and if you saw his eyes, shpeediry was looking for the rest. He found it, but it was too late. Swallowed up. Gone this time, as now it's going to be the quick tap with the 1-2, though. The quick trade, that's going to open things up for this fight immediately now. They go for yet another. Vinnie throwing the haymakers and the protection there from Nero in the bubble. Once again, the pseudo ult pushing him back. Envy getting this point up. Tap with another. How did they flip this back? Good God, Chip.
Insane work there. Tap is just popping off right now. Finds 3 in that fight. Vinnie going to try to stall for as long as possible. Coluge almost gets a pick, but makes their way back there, trying to stall him off this point. Vinnie gets 1. Terra, Tap with 2 more. Why don't you? Window on to bringing shpeediry back. Malenia now finds Tap, and the trades are still going, folks. Who's going to come out on top? We will find out, and this will lead to game 1 as Terra drops window once more. That will not have, the BRB was already used, so that will not find that much of a trade in terms of value. It is still a huge pick here. Still holding on to this point. delenaa very low, though. Still holding on to the point in terms of cap potential. Gives him enough time to drop off if need be. Terra still on the height. 100 HP. Does get healed up now. Now looking towards Tap, and that would be a massive pick if they can shut that down, but not able to do so as the dance floor comes out once more by hxrvey. An Eye of Agamotto's launch. Month with the invisible boundary. Another Eye of Agamotto's launch. And TTK now finds Tap on the Angela.
It's a mirror match here, buddy. Blow for blow. Both strangers down. Spits one out. Goes the other. TTK. Okay. Let me get hands on the one-wing angel. It's the T's getting done. Oh my, 100 Thieves. Are you, dude? What an absolute, dude, that was map 1, but
Knockdown, drag out battle. And a full reverse sweep of percentage on point. Comp change up coming in from Envy looked incredible. 100 Thieves lose all the way down to 70%. Switch their comp and come back and take home the W. You cannot write the script up any other way. What a game one.
Bro, that was... Hey, listen, one big thing they did with that Venom save last time is they got that Psylocke banned out. shpeediry was then on the Bucky. delenaa answered that call well, but now shpeediry does have the
storied matchup in the biggest stage in Rivals right now as we go to the finals of Ignite Stage 2 here for Americas. Let's get it, folks, as the attack. You can already see Nero on that Ultron ready.
One team has Strange, one doesn't. Keep that in mind later as Coluge is going back to cap. Month back on that rocket. This is a similar comp we continued to see, and that gave them so much success early. They don't have the old Moon Knight shenanigans. They're going to go the old shpeediry in the back line, and they know that, right? 100 Thieves iRemix has these guys prepped and ready. Vinnie and TTK going to lead the charge. Terra at Magneto we see often. Will flex over. Typically likes to go to Strange, but can't do that at this point of the hold. shpeediry looking for more there. Going to go up to the top high ground where he works best.
Yeah, on that offside angle now, Terra going to keep the presence forward there on the Magneto. You seeing Terra on Magneto. We have seen that before in the Strange, but definitely funny to see all the Vanguard shift up as Month here just had that res in spawn. No reason not to at this point when everyone's still at the door. But again, kind of in weird angles here. 100 Thieves doing a good job keeping point exactly where it needs to be, but the whole back line is being dove on here. TTK, though, going to find shpeediry, and that is a huge takeout there. Going to burn that BRB, and Vinnie going to find a second onto Coluge. That will not be able to be res back up with some 7 seconds on the clock there. Once more of a tap. Already has ult with Nero.
Really good opening fight there from 100 Thieves, but you do have the ults up and ready to get their first pull through. And again, they don't have the portal to come back, so only 2 fights for this point, you know, and that's what you try to look for in such a tough point to take. Typically, they saw that here in Envy the first time around. Nero trying to give some space to Window to follow. Terra going to go down. It's a long walk back again. No way around this time. Nero again with the Vinnie down. This is the same strat that worked so well for them against a good team like FlyQuest. Tap to do the same. So we're going to find ourselves up a little bit more here, Ship, as delenaa does bring back hxrvey to deny the inevitable, and they're going to go up there on point 1. So we got one more fight for point 1.
Yeah, and I think a thing we witnessed there that I think it needs to be called out for those who are looking for some advice while climbing ladder. First off, watching these folks play these heroes is the best way to learn, but also notice how once a few went down as a team, they all elected to sprint directly to that point. Do not let it move while you all fall. Try to get together on that point so it doesn't move an inch while the rest of your team goes down, because if you stagger while the cart is still moving, it means less fights for your team. Get on that point, as we witnessed right there, them using a ton of cooldown just to get to that point. delenaa, though, going to find Window early on. Doesn't look like the rest comes through. Oh, it is through. As that happens at that moment, Malenia might have an eat there. Gonna have to get eyes on the Jeff. delenaa goes down, trying to chase Tap on the high side. Good movement there by Tap with an insane pick, but shpeediry gonna find Malenia, which it looks like that eat did not get a ton of value.
Dude, delenaa just scared the hell out of me. What a jump scare. Full face of Raccoon. I think Tap, too, is like the heck, but shpeediry gets one on hxrvey. 2 to the 3. The dance execution continues. I don't think he was like, what's shooting me here, bud? Turns around. It's a rugged jump scare, but nice job. Terra reloaded. TTK at plenty. That is exactly how you want to get point 1 against them, continuing the same domination they did before here against, again, FlyQuest. Nero does have that ult, and they look to combo that usually there with Window in the back line. Coluge, though, can try to help in that regard.
Yeah, the advantage here with Envy in this current situation is they were able to get this Ultron through, and we've seen what this team can do when Ultron's in their hands. It forces so much pressure onto the backline. You got to try to find a way through this, and they are not able to do so, as once again, Nero going to find hxrvey in the backline and force the strategist to run away from this front line now, and they slowly fall, which is exactly as it was drawn up there. delenaa going to try to escape here, likely not going to be able to, no, as Window gets another, and at this point, already 2/3 of the way through on point 2. A very defensible position is a tough look. Can they get back in time? There is no Strange portal, folks, again, for them to get their way onto this point for free, and Terra's going to be on that torch.
I mean, we saw the film on this, right? It just happened. This is exactly what they wanted. You know, you saw 100 Thieves ban this comp out the first time around, but they got access to it this time now. Terra is going to get the best of Tap with the respawn so close. That's going to be huge, but there it is. The revive once again, reloading the team. Rocket coming in clutch, but Terra continues to find more window down. This is the big difference here. This man is on fire as he continues to farm up, and there's the next fire of Tap trying to get the difference. It's going to be shpeediry just barely getting out of there. It's going to be Harvey on that rotation, and shit, there's Malenia again with 2.
Yeah, literally on fire there with Terra on Human Torch, but is extinguished there by Tap, and the space is being bought right back as TTK finds Tap now. shpeediry with that drone is a huge threat. Nero gonna find Vinnie and find another wide out. Just delenaa goes down, and once more cannot express how much Nero is just popping off here with this Ultron. The raw pressure that it's providing is obscene, as now another falls to the side of Tap, and the point is taken here by Envy on their attack with 3 minutes and 20 on.
I mean, the machine is hungry. Gator just said it. It helps when our strategists can do things others can't, and they're as lethal as they are, right? Quote for quote. TTK now showing some frustration, throwing his beam down in the spawn room, getting reset. Vinnie and Harvey have the sustain needed. 100 Thieves have plenty to hold here. 3 minutes, a long time to go. shpeediry does have that dance coming any moment. Nero back up to 60 ship is insanity.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so valuable right now. Supernova gets launched, essentially just buying spaces. There's no major pick potential now, but it does give them that presence to get back to the point and own this zone. But there's a very divey team when you got shpeediry there on the Psylocke already ready with the dance of the Cutterfly that goes right on that back line, matched by the invisible boundary, keeping the team up once more. Coluge holding on to alt. Nero already with alt once again. Tap going to be there month as well. TTK, Vinnie, and delenaa to try to match back. Malenia with a huge pick there, though, on a shpeediry, but what do you know, right back in the fight as Month is going to bring him right on back, and that is what they have been doing over these past few matches. It's exactly the comp they were looking for when they came into this map.
Again, just gives them the edge where you're able to play so aggressive, especially someone like shpeediry. But Terra now going to take down window once again, answering that call. Tap going to be diving in there, and Terra finds Coluge. Get away from my strategist, he says, doing it all day. It's going to be Vinnie against Coluge this time around. shpeediry does get the quick flash dash and crash on Malenia now with the quick rotate over. Minute 52 though, ship. They've already shaved off a full one from this one. Just got to do it 2 times around, as we have Malenia with ult and Vinnie to follow. But you're going to have the combos that Envy wants, and they've been using so lethal.
Yeah, again, good peel there by Terra onto the back line. I'm sure those who play strategists in ranked don't know what that feels like. But again, Vinnie going to keep the pressure forward. Malenia trying to look for a play here with the It's Jeff, but instead going to look at delenaa and keep him healthy. Good trading, but no, not for long. His window. Feast of the Abyss. Goodbye, delenaa. Vinnie was trying to match that back with the Freedom Charge, but now shpeediry already available here with that dance, and down goes Malenia. I think the play here is to counter that, and yes,
wow,
it is going through. shpeediry finding Harvey. Tap onto Terra. Harvey comes right back, but at this point, numbers are falling and the cart is moving. 100 Thieves need to get back here quickly. Envy looking lights out at this moment with a minute on the clock.
Good sustain there from Vinnie, though, getting back to point. That's what you want to try to do, to not waste that life and continue the defensive effort now. Nero trying to back in and get the drone to his assassin. Terra's going to get Tap out of this thing, and so just like that, because of that sustain, they're able to keep themselves into this. 42 seconds, what a 3-minute hold now, as TTK has all eyes on him, Shib, and the amplifier up.
Tap with some good angle here. Gonna look towards the back line. Throws one shot onto the friendly Sia for the moment. Just kind of something that we've all done at one point or another. TTK gonna be walking forward now and taking the space back. Good retake here by 100 Thieves, when honestly, odds were against them. delenaa is gonna be holding on with a rocket. Sia and BRB. Terra now going to be on that Star-Lord with a huge ult potential. No real counter to it at the moment, and it looks like that might buy them a ton of free damage. And no, I lied, as immediately the Freedom Charge comes through from Coluge, and the team is going to play around it. Month is very low, and Nero goes down, and that is a huge pick as Rage of Ultron was available, and down goes that Sia, now tracking towards shpeediry on the backline, who goes very low, but likely will find a pick there.
Even the patience he just showed. I mean, Nero had that, didn't need it, went into the cap ult, but then falls to Terra. Is going to come back with that extermination with Coluge getting the pick. That's going to open up the window right back to him now as Terra goes down. shpeediry finds that flash and dash once again. Tap throws it from the sky. TTK now just trying to keep this team in it. Going diamond form, holding up not to crack under pressure. Nero finds 2 though, coming back from spawn with that ultimate. that he reset, reload. It's calculation devastation from Envy as they push in this point, taking 3 ship. But what a valiant effort from Thieves, shaving off 3 minutes.
And Envy took that personally, coming back and finding all 3 points. A weight off the shoulder.
However, it was the quick pick on Nero that I thought was going to be the swan song, but instead was able to turn that around with the quick picks coming there from.
While the rest of the team just plays their own game and makes big plays. This is exactly what we saw against Fly, and they got this comp once more, and it clearly has been working for them on attack. This will be 2 full attacks for them now in a row.
Not only that, shit, but they also, shut down who was a huge factor, delenaa. Taking away the Atom has forced him to the Rocket, right? And, doing stuff on the Rocket is fine, but it does take away a lot of that talent and raw skill of mechanics that you see him do so good. Terra now looking for more and this hot opening and finds it. Oh my, immediate. That is a barbecue raccoon right there.
Yeah, that was some great play and likely going to find both. We talked about those strategists. Well, goodbye to both those strategists early, and finding Rocket first is by far the best option there as the BRB is immediately deleted. They will get this portal back very aggressively here from Envy, but either way, good start. As you see, Window now was showing the Panther for a moment, but is going to switch over there to Strange. Was likely just to switch up at that moment. The portal's coming through on that ramp, as is tradition, guaranteeing a 3rd fight here right before point 1.
No disrespect to Energy either, but really the difference, they were not fearing the torch last time, right? And this time, Terra is something different. He's able to handle Nero and what they do in this guy. Terra knows the win condition and what just happened from Ultron, and now goodbye deleted. Program just dragged right to the trash as Vinnie now trying to capitalize on top of it. delenaa able to go over to the Phoenix. Love this adjustment on offense from 100 Thieves. Oh, making quick work of this Envy comp.
Yeah, this is insane. I mean, this might be the best offense we've ever seen against Envy's triple comp, and I'm not just saying that. Terra, off the rip, has found value on a strategist almost instantly, not allowing them to do anything. But granted, Envy coming back now with 6 alts available. There'll be roughly 3 here for the side of 100 Thieves, who had to commit a few in those fights. So this should go in the favor of Envy. They just have to ride that momentum after this. And here they go. Coluge going to start with a freedom charge once again.
Now we're going to have the freedom charge get the team into it. Window can open up with a quick look at Terra, always knowing the job and understanding the game sense from this man is something that his final boss energy as the tap goes out does get the pick. Now delenaa gets Nero out of here. Insanity as the this is a good one here. This is going to help out with the group getting out of this fight. Chip.
Tap falls there from Terra at the very end, though. Are you kidding me? And then Vinny's able to come right back and make a play off it. What in the world? 100 Thieves being down a ton of alts are going to win this and still hold on to alts. Are you joking, Terra? And delenaa with 2 more. And now they will find Month, and they get this point 1 with a minute 40 on. That was textbook on the attack into this comp. Oh, my goodness.
Bro, that was like the best I've seen 100 Thieves play in a 50-second span. I'm not even kidding. I mean, the mechanics there are perfect. We're like, hey, Month didn't die. Deleted within the first 15 milliseconds of the fight from Terra, followed by the 2 Ultron wipes and the focus and the precision of it, of making that a non-factor. He's chasing these strategists down, and that survivability is coming to a halt here now as they try to readjust.
You can see the comms on these face cams are getting a little more hectic right now. Nero was unable to use this all for the first few fights here because of just hard target prioritization here into the sky, and that is a strangling prison onto a few. Vinnie with some good work on shpeediry and Coluge as delenaa cleans that up. Month gonna bring back shpeediry, but delenaa with another pick there onto Nero, and the flexibility these duelists are showing as Terra is now making that switch and playing Star-Lord, and this is what they're looking for. Just keep messing with them, keep switching up comps, keep using it to their advantage as Terra already has this galactic legend available for this fight. What is happening? That would be huge, but Coluge does have an answer here with a freedom charge.
The 1-2 punch. I mean, yes, the delenaa on the Rocket is just, when you have them two doing what they do best, they are just unmatched as we continue to see the legendary range from the skies. And the answer ship, not much. Coluge can at least help the team out, but he's gone. Goodbye, Captain America. Now, this is going to be, there's nothing they can do to stop this.
No, this is exactly who they needed to prioritize. They need to find Coluge. He needed to go down first, and down he goes. Just clean play once more with now 4 minutes, grabbing point 2. This is crazy, but point 3, very, very defensible. They do not have a Strange for the portal wall off spawn if they wanted to try to guarantee a point 3. This is very much where the defensive Envy could come into play. Let's see what they do.
Yeah, man, just they saw what Envy did, and they're like, okay, all right, hold my rifles over here. I'm going to show you what we have as Kraken Impact. is initiated. Malenia does have, once again, that it's Jeff coming up. It's going to be Coluge now coming back from the spawn. Oh my, does get 3 teammates. Finds the Venom, though. Is going to get Window out of here, go into the spawn room and face Insta. Oh, okay, good recovery there from Window to get back to the team. But it continues to fall, Ship.
Month going to bring back Coluge here to make those numbers even. Delenaa is available to crack an impact. Vinnie going to find Tap, though, put them up in number. hxrvey holding on to the invisible boundary. This is where big plays need to happen here on the attack. If you want to try to stuff this early, these are defensible positions, but right now they are forced to play on their heels. Envy looking a little more scared than normal in terms of how this is working for them. They are not used to this current situation. A team that is absolutely disgusting at this map is struggling for the moment. Out goes the boundary, down goes the Jeff. This time coming in from Nero, who is able to find one and is going to be walking towards their spawn just to buy more time here. And the damage, wow, it's still a ton of HP here for Vinnie, but good focus as Vinnie will likely fall. Terra going to find shpeediry early on, though. Look for Coluge and now look towards the backline. Coluge, boy, great usage of that health back. Month falls, though, and Terra gets a 2-piece. Can they play off this? As make it a 3 now as hxrvey finds Coluge, and they are still owning this presence with 2 minutes and 20. And again, 100 Thieves are looking unbelievable as a unit. It is wild to witness.
Still in the fight, owning the night in Thieves fashion. Dude, I gotta say, the shadow for me is the ult tracking here is perfection. Knowing exactly when to pull the trigger on things like the election time after time. Once again, it's gonna be the shpeediry trying to paint the point purple and get something from it, but can't. Is forced to dash out, pull back in, saying, get back here. Is gonna be now hxrvey getting the finishing blow. It's gonna be once again the Venom out of this thing. Delenaa looking for more. 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Thieves answer the call in the 3 minutes. Can we see the same from Envy? Looking rough as Delenaa popping every shot, answering every call now. Terra spinning the win on top. TTK with the seduction. Coluge, only one close to keep this team up.
Yeah, this is a huge alt opportunity here. Bought a ton of space, forced them back, and now the cart is incredibly close. It's all about making sure you can force some big staggers. Coluge is very low. Great tackle there by TTK onto Coluge out of the sky. Was massive. Terra now on the high side, looking for one. Jeff goes under from Nero. Will that find value? It does not. Uses it instead to force out some cooldowns. Delenaa still ready with this Kraken impact. Could be massive. Looking now to be ready to burn down the Phoenix, and they do immediately. Tap not going to be able to deal damage with that. Month going to use that see ya onto the back line, and they're just going to wait this out now, try to build ults. As I say that, Delenaa engages, not able to get the reset, but Terra finds Tap. Shpeediry onto hxrvey, and that is a big eat there, but the res comes through from Tap. Terra with another, make it 3. Do I see 4? Terra absolutely on a tear now, trying to shove through and push this to OT as 45 seconds are on. It looks like it will go in their favor. Can they keep this presence up?
It's so terrifying. Just that lock-in mechanics. Tap is going to find the best of Delenaa Shiv. And once again, shpeediry getting his job done. Cutting away now, 30% in climbing. hxrvey with the next boundary, but it's Thieves. 29 seconds on the clock. Lock it up. Wow. I mean, Shib.
Dude, this is just a blast to watch. These teams, the solution to this self-survive composition, I'm realizing now, is to run something like Star-Lord. I think that switch right there in terms of the duelist makes so much sense to me. Like, you farm alt there with Star-Lord, and when you are playing that self-sustain comp, which we just complimented, and we were trying to think through what the best answer is, I think Star-Lord is that answer, and that's something we saw a little bit in mid-season Worlds that has escaped me since then, and makes sense now. You just farm that alt and look directly at those strategists, and they really don't have a way away from it because they do not have an alt that can just sustain through it like a lot of these strategists can, and that's the advantage of those strategists in the moment. Again, here we start off once more. 100 Thieves are defending as they had more time on the clock. 40 seconds on. They're running something more traditional, and both sides are at the moment as Envy is going to run that Jeff rocket now and try to hold on the point.
Yeah, they just don't fear that Zootopia backline, as they call it, the animal backline, with what they have. Rotation-wise, Envy has got to stay perfect here if they're going to match the minute and 30 seconds that they have with the rotation. hxrvey had 72% in climbing, and right now you are going to have Nero that can open things up for the team. If you're Terra, we're going to look for another aggro-aggressive mode. Tap now looking back, trying to see what they're looking to do with the hxrvey quick uptime. shpeediry is going to try to see if they can get some aggression, forcing something from it. And there you go. You've got the speed, the dance. It's going to be the quick finish. Wow. Oh, my. Delete.
Yeah, that is a huge eat opportunity. Yes, does find one now. Is walking away. hxrvey going to be taking out window. This is a dangerous spot, but with Jeff, it's very difficult to take cap off map with the solution of that dash to pull you right back in. That's going to be a find there on a tap from delenaa. OT ticking down slowly. The portal's there, trying to cancel it, getting ready with Kraken Impact, looking for a pick here, and they all, just kind of misses that in that moment. delenaa, unfortunately, not able to find out where Rocket went. Thought went low, ended up going high. Terra, though, is going to be able to make sure that month is deleted after the fact, and here comes a ton of alts. They've got to hold on through this. If you're looking for 100 Thieves to maintain position, Envy's got to play slow now and build alts. Coluge with a clutch ult in the moment. Thighs out, cries out from TTK, and they are walking, but they do have the freedom charge to keep them on the point, and they are maintaining position. Envy playing this very well. Soon to have window and shpeediry as well with these alts. Nero going to be there. This could be their saving grace, as 100 Thieves have no answer unless Vinnie can get there, which he is also close. Nero and Tap now are going to find two, and they are clutching up right now as Tap takes out TTK. I'm not sure that Terra's pick there will be enough.
Gotta look up, though. Gotta find that Terra. And that, I can't express how big that portal was, because as you stated, they were able to survive the rotation, man, and come right back around. And just like that, turn that wipe into a win. Nero and shpeediry ready to answer the call. And this is so huge for the 30 seconds they had and how well 100 Thieves played this thing. Terra gonna go hunt for that backline once again. But Ship, you cannot credit Envy enough for having that sustain and staying alive through the chaos.
Vinnie with a great play there to walk back a bit to get that trail towards the team, folks. Remember, for those who are maybe climbing ladder that do not know, you need to get in the trail of Cap if you want that armor or that overhealth from his ultimate. Immediately eaten soon here could be huge. Following the eye, finds two, heading off map right now. Nero gonna find hxrvey and delenaa throughout that. Terra finds month, but there's another opportunity here from Malenia, who is just going to spit them a mile away. Tap gonna find that pick.
It was the push off of the Vanguards, bro. They pushed them off, found the point, got the cap. Holy crap, bro.
That was genius. I mean, that's a huge eat. That's really what that was. Very much.
Bro, they were going to live forever. I mean, they had so much uptime, but when you get both Vanguards off the map, not even trying to get them off point, right? Just what Envy did, right? They have to survive an onslaught of Qs.
Yeah, and we will begin once more here. You're right, absolutely there. They managed to make it work there, but once more, the attack begins here. 100 Thieves, the ball is in their court, a little bit more time. Envy doing a great job with that minute on the clock. It looks like 100 Thieves are going to try to ride this momentum on that final attack to take this on. That was a good re-engage from them on that final point. I will give them credit there. So good play once more by 100 Thieves, but you know, that is a ton of space. They are going to keep the pressure on. It looks like they are going to run a more traditional comp. Envy a little bit on their heels. Not running that triple is surprising to me, if I'm being honest, but they don't feel comfortable after what they saw from 100 Thieves last time.
Yeah, and this is kind of what they rolled with a little bit of a different look against FlyQuest. They feel confident in how they kind of finished out that quest. Now pushing forward, it's going to be shpeediry once again, and to answer the call, it's going to try to put some sustain. I mean, this team rotates so well to keep their best player up, though, and it's time and time again as Vinnie now trying to search for that back line of animals. Once again, TTK trying to look for the early pick to stop what is going to be the halt on the point, and the goats trying to get them to that gate of victory. Shib now charging up, though, right behind. Shib, the ults are charging a bit slower this time around on both teams, but Tap going to find the first laugh in Terra.
Yeah, both teams playing a little bit safe, which, you know, it's good in one right, but it's also can be a little dangerous. Because if you aren't playing, then you start to lose those pick opportunities, and then it just becomes a Q fest and who can do it better. And you don't have any neutral value. Tap already available with alt. hxrvey going to be there as well on the Rocket month. shpeediry, Nero, soon to be window, as the entirety of 100 Thieves are right there besides Vinnie at the moment. Out goes that Psionic Seduction. Terra going to be looking now towards anyone that he can find. Looking for the Animal Crossing backline. Is going to find Tap and shpeediry. Instead, make it 3 now onto month. Make it 4. Why don't you, as Terra with a huge galactic legend gets a penta and keeps it walking, but the portal will no doubt come through.
Tom Nook is in shambles as Terra continues to find another. delenaa and Malenia is getting close to be able to put a stop to this Envy. They answered the call exactly what they need to do. Portals out. Tap month ready to answer the call. Window with the abyss. This is gonna be huge as they follow Coluge. Coluge gonna stay up in this thing. They get delenaa out of this. That's a massive first hit and wipe, and it's gonna be the res back and ready once again. Jib, there's a whirlpool coming out. Terra trying to trace more and get this team to where it needs to be. Nero and Tap answer the call. Time is ticking. Spawns are calling. Shib, Envy, they're looking to do this.
Envy does, I believe, because there will be no portal back, and they cannot touch Envy. With an insane OT push for 1 minute, gets the job done on an incredible portal back, and that is why they banned and kept Strange. Big brain plays on a map they know and love. Well done, Envy, to make it a 1-1 series.
Brother, I mean...
Dude,
what? Like what? It's a difference of milliseconds and of inches, and the play is just perfection, bro. I mean, I'm stunned. I'm absolutely like 16-8 from Terra. Man, I always get caught up with the new and flashy duelist that I see, and I always come back like Terra is the GOAT, bro. He's so Envy is kind of playing the game they want to.
You know what? And again, I think this is a successful ban here where they're getting rid of the Warlock. We're on this map. Last time, 100 Thieves found a ton of success with that Warlock res, and then...
Talk about frightening. My gosh, look at that Halloween decoration.
And here we go. As you see, the Venomized version of Jeff here does have that team up to help get that all pretty quickly from window on the Venom on the high side. Again, a very cool skin. Gonna play towards the back line and just own this early attack space. But what a pull there off rip. Immediately gonna drive them back. And that was scary off rip from Terra. Again, gonna be on that Bucky. That is something we've seen a ton in the past. And delenaa gonna be on the Phoenix.
Dude, I'm telling you, he had 1 health left when he popped that shield. It was without a doubt. I thought it was about to fall, but was able to stay alive. That would have been a huge opening. But either way, good rotation and pressure pushing. Now delenaa going over that hit scan hero that he plays so well. It used to be Hella, now going to be in the form of Jean Grey. Terra's going to get Coluge out of this thing. That is so huge now as they're trying to find Tap in the back line. Eyes on it. Month going to bring Coluge back. That's going to help them res up and ready as now delenaa pushing forward. It's aggressive as we know them, pushing towards the point ship. And if you look at it, hxrvey close to paint the purple path. Terra can slam it down. About to be a big one.
Yeah, and some good utilization there of the team up for shpeediry with Rocket, using that teleport out in a very difficult position to be in. hxrvey going to commit early here with the Eternal Bond and head right into Month, trying to deal some damage onto the back line. And that's all you really need to do when you're playing Cloak and Dagger is once you've laid that down, don't be afraid to do a little bit of damage. Forcing the team away, that's some extra value there. Vinnie going to find Coluge, and they get that point that quickly is crazy. Really well played with 5 minutes on for point 2.
Yeah, they melted through that comp, right? Even with the res, and it really... They found the vanguards with ease, and there was just no fortress after that. They could just storm in. And with that too, Shib, you know, they still have the Kraken. They've got Malenia here on the Invis, which we don't see too much. Malenia's not playing Invis all that much, but on this map, ready to go. Vinnie can lead the charge as well. So they are equipped, buddy, with the ammunition to get point 2.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I think really well done there by hxrvey. I think this is a great Cloak map where you can get that point early. I see a lot of teams doing that in OT here to force to get the very first ultimate with Cloak, and it seemingly really worked as they were able to just freely just pressure in the backline. Obviously, ult advantage going to be heavily up here for Envy right now, as we will see them pop a ton. shpeediry going to find hxrvey early on, make that 2 shortly. Nice work there. 3 as window finds delenaa. Down goes Terra now, and they own this space, but they did commit a few ults there. They committed 3. Actually,
you saw what we saw there from Terra. Trying to match it. Couldn't do it last time. Star-Lord was banned, so we do have access to that this time around for them. Good uptime there from them and on. Really, it was the Shark Eat that kind of opened that up. Took out the Bucky now. Terra over to the Star-Lord, ready to go. The Dance Dance ready from Tap. A Tap, really a non-factor right now. Going to be honest, in these first 2 fights. Shib as TTK finds quick work of that.
Yeah, and that is a good start here now. Early on, Vinnie going to bring out the Freedom Charge and keep them walking. Coluge doing the same and walking right back at him. TTK trying to put some pressure on Coluge, and that's Emma. Does a great job of marking Cap like that. There goes that crystal. Good pull. Forced to jump away. Still full HP, though. Great movement here by Coluge, who's been playing a very mean Cap as of late. He's going to go right towards the back line once again, and the spin to win coming out for shpeediry close, but no, not when that Eternal Bond gets there. Malenia going to find Coluge and likely have force physics right back into the team and get that clean up there. Ults going to be slightly advantaged, or for an advantage on the side of Envy, as you see Nero and Month available with that Animal Crossing backline as discussed. There is an early pick onto Terra there, who almost had ult, but at this point the momentum, still having window down, should be enough for them to hold this space.
And they get the nice pick on Terra to give a little bit of time. They do have the res ready, as they did not use that on Coluge earlier. Have to get a little bit more sustain, though, on their Cap and their leader there, as TTK finds the best of shpeediry. There should be the res here, but don't see it now, as it's going to be continuation. And a slam down. Terra, TTK getting it done there for 100 Thieves. Shib with the res being too late. as a legend.
Yeah, the rest.
That's the legendary.
Yeah, that was huge. I mean, coming in there heavy with that ult, and sorry for jumping in on you there, buddy. It was a huge play finding both of the backline, but the portal will come in here from Coluge to retake this position.
Lily portal opening up. Closing the map, shpeediry can be the legend himself on the respawn. Tap also with the sword. This is going to be plenty as they can meet him both with metal and blast. Now it's going to be up in the air. They're going to get a good rotation in this building, though, and just kind of ride the ult to success there from Vinnie, painting the path of freedom quite literally now as Terra's trying to find the backline. He finds shpeediry with the opening shots. That's going to give him the advantage on that duel of the duelist. TTK, all eyes on him, but there it is. Once again, Tap, can he get the best of it? And it's just TTK. Get out of here, he yells to the X-Men.
And the cleanup there from Terra. Again, when you see Psylocke go in with ult, you'll see a little circle on the ground where Psylocke will appear. Unfortunately, not going to have that tackle anymore, and that is going to be a huge ult there from Coluge, followed up by Window and shpeediry. Again, a huge commitment in terms of ult. hxrvey going down. I'm not sure if ult was available at the moment, but does have ult now. Should have advantage in this next fight with that ult, as there is no huge answer. Again, holding on here before point 2, but a minute and 20 is enough for a fight or 2. I believe Strange is still on the table for him.
Ooh, man. Eyes opening, closes the fight just like that. I mean, with the eternal bond into what they have, again, yeah, they should be looking pretty good here. Nero would have to pull something out pretty crazy in terms of sustain. This is a risky comp right on defense. You kind of, if you lose out, as you just pointed out, there's not enough to keep you alive for multiple fights, and they're going to need a lot here from the combo. They don't get anything, and that is not going to be good as Envy's forced to rotate out. It's going to be a far from downtown. Half court finds his basket.
That was huge there from delenaa. Again, going to be up in numbers. Windows under. The eat goes through from hxrvey. Terra going to counter it with the legendary. Looking directly down onto the pool, and the pool isn't an off angle. Jeff just going to use it to force out cooldowns playing away. Coluge goes down, though, as Terra gets one. Likely going to be spinning in that hallway soon. There it is now to bide time, deal damage across the board, and get that all back quickly. In the sky, the Galactic Legend matched right back. A ton of focus up, though, and they get the point.
Yeah, that was commit to try to stop it, but still get the point too little too late as at this point. Yeah, you know, you can try to get somewhat of a wipe. hxrvey on the cloak. You know what? It just complements their playstyle so well, as, you know, if you look at it, the way Cloak plays with the Terror Cape and the way that 100 Thieves just hunts their targets. Like, look at Coluge just running. He's like begging to be old man cap, looking off to the distance on the bench as he finds his team going under the cave, and quickly here they just move on to this thing. Tap ready with the swords, but other than that, Month's gonna have to hold on to this thing and show some patience if they look to hold on.
Yeah, if my brain does me correctly, I believe Nemesis were the folks that really love Cloak and Dagger in all of these metas and just getting those ults incredibly quickly. hxrvey already has ult available again. Just farming these Qs is insane. Ready with that Eternal Bond once more, if ready to engage if need be. And there it is, right off the rip, right in towards the backline once again. And going to look directly at Rocket and try to deal some damage. Instead, going to get rid of that equipment and stop shpeediry from escaping, dealing damage and forcing off the way the backline. Terra now going to start with the Galactic Legend, finding some damage. delenaa going to clean that up. Down goes Window and Coluge. Now right onto Month. Down goes Month. Terra going to keep the space, walking forward and forcing the Psylocke away from Tap, who goes down to Vinnie. What a beautiful set of plays again.
Really, they're going all the offensive, right? Like the whole build, there's just not a lot to survive the onslaught of what 100 Thieves is throwing at them, and they have to play to perfection. But right now, 100 Thieves answering that call. Look what they still have in the bank. Holding these ults, like summoning Exodia out here, buddy, with Vinnie now pushing forward the team in the path to success. Window, once again, has to nail these if they're going to win these team fights, but nothing comes from it. shpeediry's got the legendary, but nothing to follow after that. It's going to be delenaa ready to answer the response, and here it is, Phoenix in the air. Goodbye! Goodbye! Oh my god.
My goodness, dude. Malenia going to find a pick on a Window, too, after that. Great play by delenaa to hit that in the sky so that the top side was affected. Coluge goes down from delenaa here on the Phoenix, keeping the presence forward, trying to make this a 2-1 series on their attack, getting 3 points. And they get their portal comes through now, driving them back in the portal, and a huge tackle there by TTK onto shpeediry. Now delenaa walking the back line once more and finds that pick, and they are dwindling, folks, and 100 Thieves are keeping the presence forward, but the Jeff could be huge. Down goes Jeff. TTK finds Window. Will the Jeff be enough? It does land, and it finds no one, unfortunately. There is the ult once more, and that will do it. All 3 points. 100 Thieves are not gonna lose. They will guarantee an OT.
TT clutch, man. I mean, just in those big moments, winning that fight. I mean, the disrespect of kicking the Wizard back into his own reaction.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels like this match has already been going on for 3 hours with how crazy these battles have been. I'm assuming all of these folks
continue to see when you find the strings on Ultron, right? On this team of Envy, and you shut that down, really opens up the path to success. Wasn't crazy about the comp there. At least on the defensive end. I like it a lot more here on offense ship. It allows it to play into the style a bit more. Window going to have to really find value here. Has done so successfully so many times before. Gonna be the Vanguards up top, taking the balcony approach, looking for Terra. There he is, finds it, gonna jump in there. It's gonna be the 1-2 combo of the Vanguards. Gonna rotate back to the left though.
Yeah, and we will begin again. And one thing to call out here is I do think that the Emma play right now is very strong into this cap, clearly working out. It could be matches. I don't believe Emma was banned out on either side, but it is really stopping the movement. But again, now that Envy is on attack, it's a whole new story, and we've seen what they can do. Window very low. Great heals there by Month, but still falls from Terra on the off angle. It's delenaa just peppering the front line. Window's right back in the fight there from that res, and down goes Coluge from Vinnie. That will not be res back up as delenaa still holding the space on the right side angle, keeping the damage pouring, and the team having to drop back together.
Yeah, just the razzle-dazzle continues. Oh my gosh, the clean pick, the finish. Down goes Month, and they reset and reload. You look at what they have to offer. Yeah, hxrvey back and ready. So many teams target TTK on this image just because of how strong this guy is. Never cracking under pressure. Diamonds often don't. Now delenaa with the Phoenix already as well. And again, here we go. We've got the purple path to success. They're going to follow the purple brick road once again, and he's going to go after that strategist.
I love it as they are moving forward. That is a huge Jeff, though, from Nero, who is insane on this hero. There will be, honestly, all of them can fly back. You got to get off map or just use this time now to make something happen, as all of them have a way back in, and they do come right back into the fight with nothing major happening. That's very unfortunate there for Nero on the Jeff after some huge ultimate play. But again, drives them away, and the team still cannot collapse and own this space. That's a shout out there to 100 Thieves, who make a big play happen as delenaa gets the pick. shpeediry comes right back to the fight.
A catch and release, man. Talk about getting an insane ult, but really nothing from it. But Tap and Nero do get the closeout there. You know, 100 Thieves are able to get this point within seconds. And Terra coming from the rafters, as you would expect, a legend to do so. Shooting out, forcing the rotation. Everybody off point, just like that. They are afraid of this man. Trying to chase him down, get a little touch up there from the cap. And look at this erase job he does on Tap.
Yeah, that was almost insanely beautiful. One clip into the dome, but still able to escape there. Great movement. Shout out to Envy on that movement on the height into Terra's ult. Really well done to just know your limitations and get right to that rocket and stay healthy. Again, Eternal Bond out here for hxrvey. Just going to walk it right into Month and get the damage out instead. Going to turn it right back. Ooh, great usage there of that damage boost as Terra finds Tap delenaa now on a Coluge. That was a huge cloak right there. Well done with that Terror cape by hxrvey. And now Nero falls once again. Well played by this whole team on the defense.
Yeah, even with that perfect positioning, the great comms of Vinnie now coming around the backside, getting rid of Tap and finishing off what Terra started on the leftovers. And then they were able to just clean up from there. And yeah, I'm sorry, am I mistaken? Is Cloak and Dagger have the just ability now to get all Eternal Bond? Like, this guy's farming this thing out so consistent. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, honestly, these ults are coming back incredibly quickly. hxrvey is going to fall there, though, and that is a huge start here for shpeediry. Driving right back in this point right now. It looks it does, as they take point one as they needed to in that moment, and will come out with a slight advantage in ults. Will be roughly even in this next fight, as there'll be 3 across the board, soon to be 4 as they gain in time. But you'll see here Envy going to own this height, and which is what pretty much every team in this level of play tries to do. Just take that height, but the portal's coming in pretty early.
Ooh, I like this play, man. I mean, if you look at what they had, Malenia is going to be able to pop the boundary immediately if they want to open up with that sustain. Typically try to do so if one looks low, but they're going to go instead with the Phoenix up, Phoenix down, slam down. It's going to be delenaa and Malenia throwing up their ults to get this team success. But Nero opening up the whirlpool finds nothing. Again, Nemo found and gone. shpeediry going to get the pick. Month bringing back Nero. Just like that you said earlier, near to hero. Tap, tap. They get 100 Thieves back out of here.
Yeah, I mean, that was great usage of ultimates there, but Envy did commit everything. And Vinnie still has that freedom charge for this next fight, which could buy them a little bit of space. Again, I applaud the effort there from 100 Thieves. I think sometimes everyone falls into the understanding that you need to use Strange Portal for a last second touch, and instead you can use it whenever and bide yourself time. And why not use it early on there if you can hold them in that beginning choke? Unfortunately, a lot of ults were used, and it did shut them down. Vinnie does have an advantage here. hxrvey should be close too, but Window ready with that Feast of the Abyss early on in this fight as well.
Yeah, good thing is if they push it fast enough, though, they've already went through the portal, so they won't have that at their disposal, and that's a big pick early on delenaa. Tap going to be continuing this thing as once again, hxrvey pushing right into that back line, and Terra always follows so quickly into that, even without the damage boost, but they're going to find that now on the very meaty Symbiote window, and they close that window. Slam shut now. Minute and 29 seconds ship. Big difference in this one. Took a long time to get point one. Having to regroup, but they have the legendary, they have the feast, and they have the sustain in what Envy has with their back line of animals.
Yeah, what you want to do now is you have these Vanguards take some damage, and you really use TTK to try to counteract shpeediry in this moment. You have some very heavy focus, as there will be no bubble available, as there is no Magneto. You got to look up here if available. TTK still does not have that ult, so good enough speed, good speed there, as shpeediry is able to find Malenia, and Window going to clean that up. Excuse me, shpeediry now finds delenaa, and that is some good damage as they find 3 and own this, and now it's a take on, can they touch and keep the fight going, or is that enough for them to get point 2? It looks like they may not elect to come through. Yeah, they don't have the portal, I don't think.
Yeah, they used it there early. I think it was just coming off cooldown, and I still don't know how Terra even survived that. He had like 10 health left, but once again, good job. End rotation, 2 minutes and 7 seconds. That's all the time they needed. Wow, what an opening. Just giving them no room to breathe. Ship finds shpeediry, and Terra continues on his trade of success.
And another ult committed there by delenaa to find another pick. And again, they're just trying to take these fights very early on just to buy more time. And that's everything right now when you push it to 3 points. Just hold them tight, burn as much time, retake as a unit, try not to overcommit ults, and win one big fight at the end. And that's everything, as there's a minute and 38 on here. 100 Thieves have TTK available. Tap will be available as well from Envy. There's not a big solution for that quite yet here for 100 Thieves. And as I say that, hxrvey and Malenia get ults available. Excuse me for that. As they do have an answer. Again, on the back line, there will be right now Window trying to make a play, and now goes to Sia.
They have to win this fight. If they don't win this fight, it's going to be curtain call, right? Because you have Malenia and hxrvey ready to answer, and this is their little bit of strategist ults that they do have in this comp. TTK getting out Coluge is a big opening for what they're looking for. The rest is going to bring back Coluge. shpeediry, though, forced to come back far from the spawn. Terra to follow. They, wow, quickly lose that one.
Yeah, 100 Thieves doing a great job on this defense. They bought a lot of time on point 2. I actually didn't mind the portal play, and now they're back here again, holding them right at the door. There's 49 seconds. If they can hold another fight, then it's an OT push that they have to deal with, and everyone starts panicking at that point. delenaa finding month early is insanely huge, as the BRB won't be available now, keeping the numbers in their favor. shpeediry going to commit here as the hxrvey comes through from Nero, which could be massive, but it's met by delenaa coming in with the end song. Duncan right on top of the shark. Terra now on a Coluge. 27 seconds on. 100 Thieves with Terra's ultimate available. Window is all that is available for Envy, and I will say at this current moment, it looks only in favor for 100 Thieves with this ult.
Absolutely. Even if they can get this fight off with the ult rotation ship, they're going to have to go a country mile to continue on this thing and allowing Thieves to get right back in it. So you can play either way, aggressive and fast as they continue to do, or the slow game. But it looks like they're going to continue the page of Thieves as Terra jumps in, says it loud. Legendary in the air. It's Terra to fear as he continues to push through spin to win. As you say best, is going to be pushed in. Window does get that pick finally on hxrvey. shpeediry going down to delenaa, though, and this is putting Envy on the ropes. Nero getting Vinnie. So this is what we're talking about. They get this win, but here we go, Ship. The big difference. Wow, Malenia with 2 on the way out. They didn't have to use everything. So you still have Tap and Month and Nero to follow. That is what you had to do if you wanted a shot to win this.
No, that was dirty. Nero and Month really well played there to stay up during that whole transaction inside that building against a Star-Lord mid-alt. A lot of trading back and forth in heals, and then great escape and focus, even with other attention being drawn your way, and still going to have that see up for the next fight. That is exactly what needed to happen for them to have a chance, and that was a huge play there by the backline. 100 Thieves going to commit a ton here, and out goes the Psionic. Malenia with the invisible boundary. Vinnie finding Tap is a huge start here for 100 Thieves, but Month is going to use that Sia right back. Nero available with the hxrvey could be insane as well, and that will be held on to for the current moment, but delenaa has the answer here with the end song Inferno, and hxrvey likely going to commit that bond soon. Yes, shpeediry finds Terra, though. Out goes Eternal Bond dancing around the point to give them a little bit more time. It's anyone's fight right now as Nero goes under with the hxrvey.
Now delenaa going down, crashing down, finding more, and Nero using that ult. It's going to give them nothing left to have. A shpeediry fighting 1, 2. The legend yells it. Gets it. He continues to... Oh, good ult here, though, from Vinnie, keeping this team into this thing. Now spinning to win once again. Ship, would you expect nothing less coming down to this exact moment? Terra now up in the sky as Star-Lord puts some mixtape in. Terra drop... Oh, my. They got it. I can't... Ship. Can't do it. The voice... This is insane, bro.
Wow. Unfortunately, but they clutched up.
No, for sure. They played it textbook on how you had to. And Vinnie had ult, right? Like... that ended up helping that team snowball into what got it, and Nero as well continued to clutch it up at the end.
Yeah, and we will be in an OT situation again. I do think that Cloak and Dagger in these situations has found success in the past, at least in past patches, and you can very much play aggro if you play inside that cloak bubble early on, take a ton of damage, allow for that eternal bond to come through, and then just fully as a team commit towards the back line, try to get a pick there on Month and Nero, and then at that point the fight should be yours. We'll see if they try to do that, as Envy now is on the attack. 100 Thieves were even in time, 1 minute each, both pushing through an OT with no time on the clock. So it's all about this 1 minute game. Can they get a tick on the ticker of the capture point?
Yeah, this is what happened last time. It was Envy that got the best of it. Now as 100 Thieves pushes in, time is matched. delenaa absolutely hunting with these sparks. Coluge gonna go down early. That's a clean pick to open up that point. They got this initial point so quickly last time. Month now gonna get that res back. You can't collapse after that, though. Now as window goes down, back to take a quick visit to the spawn room. delenaa already up to 70, as you've noted. hxrvey 75 and climbing, gonna get that purple path to continue the success. Coluge goes down yet again. The Vanguard's erased from this moment in history.
I mean, wow. Going into delenaa there, just Beyblading for days and finding a ton of value. The point is going to be taken now. The team cannot stagger at this moment for Envy, excuse me, who need to retake as a unit. They are going to do that. Again, ults up here, but this time for 100 Thieves is that Eternal Bond's available. There's the Sia, Nero. Virtually everybody in this fight will have ult. It's all about who can make it work, as Vinnie, the farthest away from the ult at the moment. Window as well, who made that switch there to Doctor Strange. Terra gonna find Month, I believe. Oh, no way. Gets, I believe, stopped and tackled at that moment. Is able to get 1-2. Psyche lied. Terra still makes that worth. TTK finding Window now. Wow. And 100 Thieves are gonna keep this moving.
I mean, every Q press, bro, but 100 Thieves finding the success. And just look how far they're pushing this thing. An absolute blockbuster finale on what you could ask for in a minute left, as Envy has what they need. They're recharging, reloading, and even if, 100 Thieves still so pumped to get to this thing all the way now to point 2. Are you kidding me now, as Terra flipping and dipping, 25% climbing. Window already low once again. TTK back on this thing. They've got it all. shpeediry's been finding so much success in the air, though, as they continue to dive in. This is going to be really the only thing that should stop this team from getting this point 2. It's going to be the quick swallow from Nero. Going to find 0. Wow. As it's going to be delenaa with the crash down.
Yeah, delenaa doing a great job on that counter. Again, the res comes right back from Nero. Fight starts, potentially still going. The fact that it's this far with a minute is already a huge threat here for Envy, who need to clutch up now. There goes that freedom charge. Double the thighs out, cries out towards the back line, but it's matched right back by the overhealth from the freedom charge. Everybody on the point again. TTK tries to get a grab, not able to make that work. She's going to play around that natural cover. Got to stay on point, though, as it is a sliver away. shpeediry finding delenaa. delenaa going to find Window. Coluge and shpeediry now going to get a few more, and that should be enough there for them to take this.
Ooh, wow. A clutch there, getting the end of what was the pure momentum. It actually felt like there was 100 Thieves out there, 100 different players, because there was just nothing they could do after. They got that Bucky save and haven't used it.
Yeah, I'll say, I think in that first push, when they were diving back,
level here is just so blow for blow. Both these teams want this so badly. You can tell the ego, the pride of these orgs, of these players, bud, as the conversation continues of who is NA's best. 100 Thieves right now looking on top on this map. There goes shpeediry throwing down the quick teleport, allowing there to be more aggressiveness. Look at that comms coming there, going to rotate top side. That's where typically Terra's been hanging out. Good rotation, and knowing what you need to do on this part of the map here for 100 Thieves after that push they had.
Yeah, and that is a good timing of engage on a Malenia there, and hxrvey. That was clean, as you saw everyone commit at the exact same moment. That might be the fastest of the point caps we've seen yet, and nobody gonna get a lot of ult charge from that on the side of 100 Thieves, because they got deleted instantly. That was an insane 3-2-1, which was gorgeous to witness.
That was the ready go comp, right? I mean, everybody just ready for their initiation, and bam, pop it off together. And you highlighted it best. I mean, look at Thieves are They are desperate here for ult charge, and Envy is going to have what they need to at least get this up and around the corner, but 100 Thieves push so great. Going to help them out a lot here, and Malenia now back on the invis, keeping them up and ready. Terra going to be close to the legendary, and shpeediry to follow, but Window, can Window land what has been such clutch ults thus far, and everyone knows that they're chasing it. It's going to be Terra getting rid of Tap. Duelist on duelist violence, pushing forward now, continuing to keep their goat up now as Month is going to open up the door for this team to use it. Oh, 54 and down and up, back to full health.
Oh my goodness, this is a huge chance here for the Galactic Legend now. Going to be looking for the Jeff when that comes through on the Month in the back line. shpeediry in danger. Everybody off the point for the current moment. They're going to find Nero too. After that ult here, now shpeediry very close to ultimate. hxrvey going to commit the Eternal Bond. Everybody going to have to play on this now. And delenaa finds Coluge, and the OT is slowly falling now. Everybody committing ults. They need to find Window, who does go down. Will they be able to keep this happening here? Up goes the Galactic Legend OT. Still slowly falling. shpeediry walking in. That could do it, folks. 100 Thieves take this map and are up 2-1.
delenaa yelled game right there, bro. I mean, the Phoenix slammed down on the Nero, the 2 picks from it. shpeediry tried to pull the hero act at the end, but was caught looking at Emma, and it is over. What a match. What an absolute match there. As both teams take this thing the full distance, we see an absolute definition of... Bro, look at these numbers, man. Look at these stats about to come up 1-2, bro. I feel like it's 15-20.
I mean, I've seen a lot of Game 7s and most of these finals, but every single match, but it looks like Window, you know, maybe not showing it at the moment. Definitely likely going to see that Jeff pick. I think, you know, Jeff, we talk about having better maps than others, but we're seeing at this level of play, just getting that eat on 2 Vanguards, on some strategists, and just waiting and just...
But good luck escaping at this level of play as we continue to see. Now we got shpeediry there, and Tap is going to the magic. Dude, how poetic. The trailer has magic and Psylocke has the bodyguards, and now we've got the duelist matching that.
Yeah, and that's a pick we haven't seen as much. This is going to be a fun one, as it does lend itself into being more unique and less practiced against, right? So here we go now as the teams are beginning their first fight. 7 seconds till that opens up. Tap again on magic, likely going to be looking a little bit to brawl the front line and then head into the back line with that Dark Child and cancel some of these ults directly out. Potentially even something like if they were going to be running that Cloak and Dagger, but at the moment it is not selected here for 100 Thieves, and they will be running that Ultron with delenaa. Terra going to be on the Phoenix, so more of a poke-centric composition, doing similar stuff to what we saw actually from the side of Envy on Yggdrasil. And the battle begins, kind of trading back and forth. Envy down a significant amount of HP. Is going to drop and get that right back. Window going to have to force to use that E cooldown. Ult advantage is more so on the side of 100 Thieves. Tap going to get that pick, though, out of Malenia. First from the side of Magic, and that's going to be some value.
Crazy good sustain here. hxrvey flying up, the little hide and seek there between shpeediry and Terra, the 2 top players for these teams. Tap goes down to Terra, though, with a quick pop. There's the "you are nothing," quite literally something Terra would yell as he slams down with TTK. All eyes on him now as Coluge is forced down to back in, and the firepower gonna go down quite with it. Nero wants something from it, and here fishy goodbye. At least catch.
Yeah, I mean, having that Phoenix to just immediately get rid of that Sia is huge, and they will get point early. 100 Thieves now going to start ticking forward. Coluge has that eye available. Window ready with the Feast of the Abyss. Vinnie going to clean up Month there, and a little bit of a stagger now. And again, 100 Thieves going to be slightly behind in ult. Malenia trying to get there with the Jeff. delenaa is available to force out something into the backline, which there is no answer. So right now, that Rage of Ultron could be insane. We'll see how that looks now. And this is, again, in favor of 100 Thieves. I think removing that Ultron from them and then playing it right back into a, as they are going to switch up that backline. I was going to say into a backline that's more vulnerable, but now heading to something more traditional with Nero on the Luna and Month going to be on that Invis.
Yeah, this is the final adjustment we're seeing come together now. Is, yeah, delenaa doing it all. Whether it be Bucky, the Ultron, the Atom, you name it, he's playing it now. Venom diving in. Vinnie looking for more. The good freeze there as Windows on the other side. But Terra is going to get Month out of this thing quickly, and that is just the end of those strategists, Chip. I mean, there is no answer right now.
Yeah, running this triple comp is obviously now Tap also making the switch off of Magic into the Mantis. There is going to fall. TTK onto shpeediry. And now, again, 60% on here for 100 Thieves. This is exactly how they want it, up in ults again. And their job now is just to pressure these back lines, force them to either pop ults, which they do not have available yet, or get these picks early and just essentially negate the fact that this whole composition, running this triple, keeping each other up and healthy. If they can shut this down for one more fight, it enables them to take home map 1 and give them a huge advantage, being up a map going into 2, putting a ton of pressure on. Forcing them off this comp already has been a win.
Absolutely. I mean, 100 Thieves are running Krakoa like they built a shpeediry, just trying to find something here. Give this team air. It's going to now be the quick Jeff ult from Malenia now, as once again Terra throwing it down from the skies, and the timing and good patience there. Nero going to get the best of Vinnie, and there is Malenia with always the clutch finds. He's going to go for the waterfall and find home, folks. Goodbye, strategist. Hello, Malenia. Shamu gets another one as he continues out for more. Oh my gosh, he is hungry for more.
You're going to get a pick there right back. But yeah, Baby Shark trying to make a big play. Does find 1 and almost 2 and does displace them for a moment as TTK now finds Coluge. The whole team was driven away for that moment from the It's Jeff. And again, that is some huge value as the dance floor comes out from Nero. And there is that Rage of Ultron now for delenaa. Another invisible boundary from Month. Not a lot of solutions now as Tap is no longer on a strategist and now is on the Hela, changing things up once again. 100 Thieves are now going to have ult advantage in the next fight, but are down in numbers, but are at 99%. And that's all they were looking for from this first take.
Yeah, 100%. Just looking for what they can do and bring into potentially the next fight now. shpeediry and Coluge get plenty from an even point cap going back. Looking quite healthy here in terms of what they have available. Window gets Terra down. Get a little bit of breathing room now with what has just been a show so far from 100 Thieves. TTK waiting there with his Vanguard buddy in Vinnie the Venom. Going towards the delenaa over to the Atom now. Like the switch up, especially in the conditions right now with 99 and up for 100 Thieves. This is going to help them get there to the path to success.
All right, as we go again, the composition from Envy far more traditional than has been over these last few matchups, going back towards that 2-2-2. And they will have they're bringing back the Hela here, as Phoenix I don't think is on the table for them. Terra going to find Month, but shpeediry immediately finds hxrvey and trades this back, and this is working for them at the moment. 40%. Terra not going to get too much success with that ultimate, trying to win with the spin, and no, cannot tap. Going to find Terra there and win that and try to hold on tight. Ult advantage now still being held on by Envy, so they're doing everything they can with this comp change.
Keep going.
The hell, man. I mean, looking at it, this is how they've won a couple of times. It was winning in this neutral, not having to use as much to sustain the point hold. This is how they won the domination first time around, and that point into what was the Clintar map going down the hill. They won the neutral early. Vinnie gonna look to dive on something here as TTK is getting full focus, forced to rotate 62, but that is the sustain of this man has got to be stopped. Can't be stopped, won't stop now as Malenia's gonna go hungry for more once again. Gonna find something, gonna try to rotate over though, and Nero dancing on the point, calling all Envy to follow. Tap does have the Goddess of Death to throw down if needed. Window though finds delenaa. TTK down. That's a big pick on delenaa.
Yeah, that is one. The res comes through for delenaa though. Vinnie going to find Nero, and now the numbers back in 100 Thieves' favor. shpeediry is going to find hxrvey. Again, good change here by delenaa, very close to the team res. Vinnie on to window once more is popping off. Ult's got to be used. Month goes down with the invisible boundary is tough, but we will see the portal back from Nero, I believe, so maybe a strategic decision. If they can touch this point, they do touch the point. OT very low, and they cannot get there. 100 Thieves take home map 1.
Look at the timing and the cinematic jump there from the Yima. Gotta say, Vinnie, crazy job dealing with window and the mag ult, because on the other
getting and finding and developing new ways to handle these comps that, you know, forcing Envy back to a comp that's more traditional after them looking so good into Fly with this unique comp. It's just, again, a testament to how 100 Thieves are so adaptable. I talked about their verbiage, what I would describe them as. They are incredibly adaptable. They talked about struggling with the triple composition, and now they seemingly dominate with it. And now they're, even against something more traditional, they can still come through and take the W there. 100 Thieves are a storied team that just keeps showing up. Envy has so much talent, but right now it seems like there's not able to get through the wall that is 100 Thieves. We'll see if they can change this now and get a map on them and push this to game 3, which I would have no surprise about at this current moment, because every game has gone the distance.
Absolutely, man. Hey, listen, every fortress of these Vanguards have to be built with a strong foundation, and the foundation is the strategist. Right now, the big difference is 100 Thieves finding the success there with more permanent damage. Vinnie now going to go and get the opening pick and slow, and it's a whole 100 Thieves thirsty for more. Yes, they used the Feast of the Abyss, but dude, outside of that, hxrvey, dude, they didn't have to do much to get that quick cap.
And Malenia gonna get a pick there too. Ooh, Terra and Malenia onto Nero. And the back line is an insane shot and great follow up there to force that stagger, give them a little bit more time. 20% roughly and counting here for 100 Thieves. Portal does not come out, I believe, until 60 or 55%. I thought it was 50, but I ended up looking in one of my games. I was like, I think it's 55 or 60. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but space is owned here from Coluge and is ready with that Sonic Seduction.
We saw Malenia hitting himself the fish as a good board. Jeff was there, and Malenia really turning duelist to strategist as we continue to see. And wow, what a choke of disrespect there. Vinnie, get out of here. Give the team some space tap. Looking for something now. Once again, Window, though, going to get picked out of there. Both Venoms out of this fight. shpeediry, though, it's hxrvey out. That's a res with it as well, forcing the rise and the resurrection. Up again, ready again. delenaa going to get the team back, snapped into health. And a little fortress from below. Use a portal to jump right on top.
I mean, that is just genius play. You're going to keep the team healthy and move them right through the portal to bring them right back up top to keep, again, the heal sustained on the front line. And at this point, it's all about stalling. TTK now, but shpeediry is going to be able to find Terra there, making two as delenaa goes down. And hxrvey going to bring Terra back into the fight. Malenia goes under with the It's Jeff. Will that land as shpeediry escapes delenaa? Self-res was available. Back in the fight. Numbers still close to even. Up in the favor right now of Envy. Will they be able to clutch up and take this back as 80% is already there for 100 Thieves, and they are still walking up in the sky. Tap now is going to use the Goddess of Death to find one. shpeediry going to find two, and that is a good trade once more, but again, 90% here before they're able to take it.
Man, shpeediry just moving like a whisper and hits like a scream constantly. Wow. But it's going to be delenaa with the best of that. Nero, though, to quickly avenge that death. Looking to it, though. Yeah, you're right. 88% and up. 97 from Month and Nero to follow. Looking at it, the ult economy here. Vinnie can get some good pressure early. They'll probably play the patience game, though, right? Plenty of point to give for a second. shpeediry close to the dance yet again to join Nero and Luna in their dance as well. So, listen, this is going to be closer than you think here in terms of ult economy and trade-off, because they're going to have to really win perfect if they want to try to get this point right back.
Yeah, they will have some huge ults here, though, with the dance floor and invisible boundary from Nero and Month, which made that switch over to more traditional backline and have found some success right now, holding on a point at 50%. Ults up across the board. hxrvey going to start here with the Sia, hiding it right behind that location on the tree, but it will be dove here as the commitment try to go through from Terra gets immediately destroyed out of the sky. The Sia is still up now. Vinnie going to try to combo up here. shpeediry gets dicing, and it does not find any. Nero now matches with the dance floor, still holding on in Month, waiting for this ultimate, so they will have quote-unquote better ults. And again, Envy are looking clean, but the point is with 100 Thieves.
Yeah, they got the point right back. They continue to lock the point and throw away the key. 100 Thieves now. Vinnie and hxrvey getting with it as Malenia's getting Sue Storm out of this battle, out of this fight. Coluge has all eyes on him. shpeediry with the quick dash, flash, and finish. shpeediry with yet another one, but Coluge goes down. And if you're looking at this for Envy, Window's got to get the feast of a lifetime here. Open buffet for the symbiote, but can't find it. Window, shpeediry, 100 Thieves, Shib, can run away.
OT's ticking down as the portal comes through. The team going to try to be there, but again, they're slightly staggered. They need to find value now. Crystal gets popped there, 25% HP, but again, they do have the bond match, so the team is holding as Tap made that switch there to Adam Warlock. With the BRB's out, TTK in a great spot here to try to pop this, has to reload. Unfortunate timing there. Terra going to find Nero. Coluge on a Malenia. The trade is even. shpeediry hits the sky, but still takes some damage. hxrvey going to bring back Malenia, so the numbers are up for 100 Thieves as Nero's not quite there now on that Strange. And it's still a battle back and forth. Good play there by Terra on shpeediry.
Just hunting is what 100 Thieves is doing at this point now, and diving on the final finish. That's going to be the last stand for this team of X-Men, and it's not enough, Sheb. 100 Thieves pulling away 3-1 with a dominant performance on domination.
You cannot underestimate this team. They keep getting it done. They saw maybe what Envy was doing with that composition that worked so well into FlyQuest, and they theory crafted a solution, and it absolutely worked for them. Shout out to Remix if that was the design, because it is clearly showing up in the moment. I cannot stress enough how much of a battle these games have been. Compositions consistently switching, throwing people off, playing on each other's heels. It's been tricky, man, and teams are trying to find a way out. Again, stat lines looking pretty similar across the board, but Terra was 32-4. It just might actually be the GOAT. Envy, but they are going to be running that Luna Invis, which is, you know, a storied, very consistent backline. So I'm not sure exactly what Malenia will be playing for a strategist on that side too. But again, there's a lot of sustain back there now and a lot of pocketing between the two.
Here we go. It's Envy up first to answer the call on offense, and they're going to go with the portal play to get the team right into success once again. Look for the elite level of precision and targeting. They're going to look for their first bit of prey here. The tap, tap, shoot, and speed dash coming from shpeediry, but they're going to rotate instead into the inner hallways of this Wakanda embassy.
Yeah, good play there to use it as a wall, allow your team to take that off angle, play near that health pack, and delenaa try to find an off angle pull in that moment, not able to do so. Good movement and slow, patient play here by Envy on the attack, which have rotated essentially the spawns. So now the team gonna have to play over by this bridge. Good tackle there by TTK, and it is followed up on by delenaa in the entirety of 100 Thieves, finding Coluge early. There will be no res back as there's no rocket at the moment, and Coluge is gonna switch over here to that cap. Not feeling the strange after that portal.
I mean, just that calm and that call out to have a choke like that, throw it against the wall, everybody turns to focus, and you just delete Coluge from the video game within absolute milliseconds. Now, as they reset once again, minute off the clock, just like that. Window is farming, shpeediry close to it as well. They do have what they need coming up close here, but Terra gonna be able to answer his call once again, and time, hxrvey is going to throw that bonds out to give this team that extra bit of life and focus, and most importantly, shape aggression.
Yeah, and it's matched right back by the boundary. Tap going to find delenaa, though, early on, and that goes back to what we're talking about. During these strategy assaults, you can get a ton of value, but hxrvey going to get 2, Terra going to get 1, and the entirety of the team is going to sweep Envy off point real quick, like, as Nero is holding on to ult at the moment, or very close. You'll have Window, you'll have shpeediry, and Tap, which is a tough battle for this next fight coming up. TTK going to be there, Malenia, and soon to be Vinnie, which I do think that cap freedom charge will be nice into something like shpeediry if need be. With that dance of the butterfly, you need to have an answer. Malenia will be that answer likely, but again, they have Nero, and that ult is insanely powerful, especially when you can dunk in the damage boost with Tap's and Song Inferno.
I mean, with that pick they had early, at least they don't have delenaa's ult to worry about, but they've been doing this Feast of the Abyss into the shpeediry ult, but they have to look how it ends up first. That time around, didn't get what they wanted out of it. Everybody seduced towards TTK at the moment. Wow, Coluge, though, finds victory from it. Delenaa falls, but victory coming with the form of Vinnie now. Painting the point to success to have everyone healed up is going to jump away from Emma's. All eyes on Coluge. Now is jumping towards it, going to continue on the fold and aggression. Once again, it is a neutral fight here as a huge freeze comes out. Month gets the best of Vinnie, and that's the biggest pick to get right there in that moment to get this point.
Yeah, shout out to Nero there with a dope freeze in a moment that was necessary. Cap was right on that line, and honestly, Solak was incredibly low there. shpeediry, Coluge with a nice off angle here. Going to use that portal against them as delenaa. Portal's back on point. The whole team back now. Not quite getting point 1. A minute on the clock already. It's a little dicey. 100 Thieves up in ults as Terra is holding on here to the Galactic Legend. TTK going to find 1. Make it 2 out as Coluge goes down. Terra, it does have this ult, and it might happen. No, going to wait up. Just wait for that final fight. Force something out. Month will have that invisible boundary now, though, and at that moment wouldn't have been able to use it, but it just didn't make sense just due to the nature of enough time on the clock. Would have been able to come back and still make that play happen down and ult. So good patience there by Terra, and now Malenia and hxrvey have answers as well.
Now, what a response there. Did I see a smile from Terra? Is that what did I witness what I thought I witnessed there as Terra continues to thrive, dive in there, and he does have that legendary ready to roll, and this is going to be a quick collapse. They've been trying to find Coluge first, and once again, the pull-in comes. What a great pull-in to get that team out of what is going to be the protection of Month popping up now. Tap is ready to fall down, but it's going to be at the hands of, okay, great patience here as they're forced out to rotate over. delenaa's got the eye. We'll see if he continues to show the clutch. Ice in the veins is a blue Doctor Strange. Let's see if we can get it done right here.
All right, under the back line, very low is Month, but still not going to be able to make anything happen. A good idea there to drop back. That's a huge ult from Tap onto Vinnie now, and they are heavily up in numbers. Winning this with ult advantage. TTK not going to be able to use that psionic seduction. Does go down. The team will get point 1. Well done by Envy to push through with seconds on the clock.
Yeah, and good job. You said it there, the peel and the strategist, but everyone's staying alive through that, right? You can only heal so many people, so the show was able to keep up month and not fall the invisible woman and losing Sue Storm, but everyone else had good uptime. Pressure on the point. Tap got the elim needed. They make this thing interesting. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left. If we look at what they have, I mean, I got the Vanguard set up ults if needed. Window can continue to feast. Haven't gotten value out of that, though. In what seems like a couple games as Vinnie finds shpeediry, and he's got to get out of there.
That's a huge ult here by TTK too. A ton are trans, good shield up, and as I say, a ton are trans. That was an incredible timed shield by Coluge, and nobody actually is going to be psionically seduced in that moment. Terra going to try to build back that already at 80%. This spin, no, I thought it was going to happen, but it's a little dangerous to do that over Coluge's Emma's head, as you might get tackled out of the sky. We've seen that before, and they will keep owning this, as they are still up in ult charge at the moment, but Month should have all. shpeediry will be there too, but delenaa now Terra, hxrvey will be able to answer. Malenia very close as well. shpeediry going to have that dance of the butterfly. Terra forces out the invisible boundary, and that's what Star-Lord does best. Get those ults out quickly. Very similar to Storm. You just want to ult as fast as possible to force out backline, and there goes one with the Kraken impact, and they do get the reset, but after delenaa falls. And TTK going to find windows still to put them up in numbers. Nero drops back, is blinded. Vinnie trying to collapse and force out an ult.
They were not expecting that. I mean, that came on absolute fire. Did deal with it appropriately now as Tap goes up in the air, ready to clear. It's going to be the show, though, that continues on. The damage not enough. Malenia keeping this team alive, and Terra finds the best of Tap. How does he keep getting away with it? Ship now. It's going to be Window, who's just so close to fall. Look at Terra in that rotation. shpeediry in the backline dancing away. The assassin waltz looks for more, but comes up empty once again. Forced to dash out. Terra hunting the prey. Hello, October. Terra-tober now as it continues to fall, and how goes shpeediry?
Yeah, call his tracking Sora, because he is AI with that aim. Absolutely. One clipping the side of Tap there on the Star-Lord was wild to witness. Vinnie now holding on here to the Freedom Charge. Again, another answer for a lot of these ults that might be available coming in, including things like shpeediry on the Psylocke. Still holding this zone right now. 100 Thieves are going to be gaining very soon another Galactic Legend here by Terra, which is almost there for every fight. Malenia and hxrvey also going to have answers. Terra going to force out the invisible boundary again. And that's all they're looking for, playing tic-tac-toe and just dropping that quickly. Ready again to engage in the neutral, almost finding one on Tap and potentially, oh, just missed. That guy lied. Is able to collapse and make that happen as Tap just barely misses the doorway.
Oh man, Terra GPT, as you just said now, as delenaa's going to find another one. If there was a time to be a hero, it's right now for Envy, but it's looking like there are no capes available. delenaa slamming down, finding another. It's going to be the feast, but coming up empty and starving once again is Window. Goodbye, Month. I can't believe it. What an absolute hold. All gas from one side, heart from the other, but not enough on that defensive effort. Your offense.
I'm going to say nervous. They are excited. Can they pull it off?
Going for the head
there too, and TTK just storied out there with this Emma, finding so many good grabs and making big plays, and 13-1 in the front line. And here we go, folks. I've got to say, I'm surprised with how well this Cloak and Dagger has been getting value too in these fights. Just getting that ult back so quickly, able to play inside bubble against something like Window on the Venom has been incredibly helpful.
Yeah, and they just have the EV has the trust your talent comp once again, right, for this defensive effort, and 100 Thieves will welcome that anytime now as shpeediry and Tap are going to have to put on a performance and defense of a lifetime, but that's going to be hard with delenaa's already hunting Month out of here quickly. Window's going to follow, just trying to stay alive at this point. Terrified Tap. They're hunting. They can smell it, Ship.
Wow, delenaa with a two-piece too. TTK and Vinnie, and are you kidding me? Did they just get this point in seconds? 100 Thieves is playing lights out right now. They have almost 6 minutes to push this thing. Are you kidding me?
The heist is about to be complete. 100 Thieves continues to steal the show today on the later half of this night. That's been one to remember as this team looks to stamp and punch their way into history. TTK now leading the charge. Terra and Co can feel it. Captain's ready. Moving forward. Window trying to stay alive in it, even in the ult economy-wise. Ship, just not a lot here. Nero can pave the path to success. There goes hxrvey early. That gives him a window as Window opens that up, but delenaa finds shpeediry again. These opening picks are so lethal.
And we keep it going as Tap's going to find delenaa, though, to try to even the odds a bit. Coluge now onto Malenia, gets another pick, and the whole team is going to have to drop back together. TTK might be in a point now where the stagger is a very real possibility, but no, is still holding on with a great escape there, using that diamond form to dash upwards and reset with the team. Great play there. Alt advantage is slightly on 100 Thieves, but at this point, almost everyone in Envy will have an alt. Actually, everybody will have an alt very early on in this fight. Similar story here for 100 Thieves. I cannot tell you how many colors are about to be on the screen. It's about to be wild here, and it's all about who can make something happen through something big. This is going to force out an ultimate. Luckily, it forces Coluge and Munt to both try to counter. Terra still able to escape that, but gets slowed like crazy inside of that boundary. Going to try to drop onto the back line, and TTK going to match it right back now onto Coluge, who is holding forward alone, trying to escape the backline play as you can look towards where Terra is, just pestering those strategists. Up goes the end song. That comes in. Nobody still is down right now. Coluge finds Malenia, though, and that puts Envy up a number one more time, but delenaa gonna commit here with the ult and does find one onto Tap. Do I see two onto hxrvey? Yes, or not, excuse me, not onto hxrvey, onto Nero, who makes that switch over there on a cloak as well. Almost three here now. Delenaa onto Coluge. Munt goes down. It's gonna be four, almost five, but does fall once more to the side of shpeediry. What a battle.
I mean, chaos turned into cinema, man. You said it. Raiding ultimates, umbrellas were brought, but Vinnie and TTK farm it out. They're riding the path to success. This is it. The portal ready. Tap. Get this team in for one last stand. One last fight to be heroes, but the body ball can come. They got to get this portal out. 0.91 ship on the clock as Thieves try to finish the heist.
Yeah, the battle is still going. Malenia holding on to all is the only one with all at the current moment, which could be huge for this fight. Terra's going to be there, and this could be it as he launches right off the rip. The Galactic Legend looking at one, finds one. Coluge going to trade with TTK. delenaa now on a window. Terra keeps going, finds two, make it three. Will this end as they shove through Envy? Will forever be envious as the Thieves steal the trophy right before their eyes.
They come in Thieves and they leave Kings, man. It's the heist of a century. Honor reclaimed as they win, and they are your grand finals champion of the group stage in America. Are you not entertained?
Wow, wow, wow. Again, an insane performance, and what do you know? Coming through once more on the Star-Lord, Terra. Just an absolute demon. 11 finals. Again, though, delenaa with the 15. Doing a great job keeping pace, just falling a few more times, and the damage up there as well. What a performance by these duelists, by these vanguards, by the strategists. 100 Thieves are just a reborn team, and they are different out there.